I think for me, one of the major experiences I've had around compassion and suffering and love and connection was here we were at Chartres Cathedral, and we are having our candlelit ritual on usually probably a Thursday evening, and groups come over there with us, and I don't remember the theme or who our faculty was, but one family came, a mother, I think 3 adult kids, and the stepfather. And they were there and having a good time, and there was a little bit of a story that they had lived in France before this, but you know, there wasn't a whole lot of story about it. And then we were doing our labyrinth walk, and one of the people of the family, what happened was eventually all 5 of the people were in the center of the labyrinth, holding on to each other and crying, crying really, really, really deeply. And you know, in that environment, we just hold the space. You know, and you keep breathing. It's really a good thing. Anything that makes you anxious, you just, and of course, I'm not alone in holding the space. There's several people around, so. And they held each other and cried, and when it turned out later, they told the story of that, the 3 kids, they were, and the mother, they were, and the father, they were all living in France, and the family, except the father, decided that at Christmas time they're going to fly back to Grandma's in Connecticut, and the father's going to take a later flight, and he never made it. His plane went down and was killed. And the mother, very regretfully and with great apology now as a much more mature adult, she never spoke about it. It was sealed off in the family lore. They never went back to France. They never got any of their furniture. They did nothing. Severed. And that this was what this trip was about, although they had no idea how deep the healing was going to be, that they could come together. And of course, the stepfather understood the story and kind of held the family, but yet being in the center of the labyrinth as well. And at that moment, I think I saw several things. The profound work, really, of the labyrinth. I mean, the profoundness of walking a path together, and the ability of the family to get that far along in their adulthood to be able to come back and reclaim what they could have of that lost part of themselves. And it was like, yeah, it was such a vivid example of how we can't kill anything off in ourselves, that we need to heal it.